we'll keep going. Hellena Taylor.
I said it would take a long time.
Yeah, but I didn't think it'd take that long.
We'll be
Bayonetta's voice actress, Hellena Taylor, explains why she's not in Bayonetta 3. And yeah, I mean, dude, this story has gone back and forth. It's been crazy. I think it has finally settled down now when she agreed that she was offered more than $4,000, because I think in the video, in the way she said it, she was only offered $4,000. Later, of course, when someone came back with the counterclaim on what was closer to the truth, she countered. It's like, okay, well, I wasn't just offered $4,000. And I'm like, why did you say it was like that then?
Because
she wanted to garner the pity.
Yeah, I know, and it was dumb because now everyone can see that she was simping rather than bringing up a I mean, it's so frustrating.
Listen, she was offered $4,000 a day.
She was.
A day.
Okay, so no, I thought it was. The way I heard
per session.
It was per session, but it was only after it was only like 3 sessions, right? So it was
it was like
20.
Sessions.
I think it was like I think she was getting somewhere around $20,000 to do the.
Okay, so let's not throw out a number till we know exactly, but like having read her quote unquote confirming tweet, basically I think she was offered $10K. She turned it down. And then I think they offered another 4,000 later, so it's somewhere between like 14 and 16. She was offered totally. That I'm aware.
That's not what it is fine.
She was offered somewhere between, it was like 16 and 20K. However, she refused that, and she's like, "No, I want 6 figures. Bayonetta's mine. I am Bayonetta."
It was up to $20,000.
And they're just like,
oh yeah,
no.
So this is what I'm annoying, because this like the way the story has come out. Okay, so this is I'll put it this way. I could almost liken this to what had just happened, unfortunately, in the I'm not gonna say unfortunately, because I'm not a legal expert and we don't know what happened. I'm trying, bro. We're not gonna make it, bro. We're not gonna make it. We're already at an hour 30.
Listen, I'm not saying we're not gonna make it. I'm just saying, make your fucking point. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
make your point.
Let's go.
My point is like I would say this is almost similar into the idea of what happened in the Kevin Spacey Anthony Rapp case, where like you want to believe the witness up until the witness was like, "Well, I made this part of my story up," and it's like, well, because you made this part of your story up, I now can't believe your whole story, even if part of it was true. Like, you do realize you just fucked yourself, right?
I mean,
and like,
she's poisoned the well. No one's gonna want to work with her again.
That's the problem. Like, that's the problem with like her just simping so hard for attention and going out so far on a limb for this.
I don't see how it's simping, but
I suppose if you watched her video, she was begging people to
very emotional.
Yeah,
because she wanted to garner all that pity. She wanted to like make them regret not giving her 6 figures for her voice, right? Which is outrageous because the games
don't
sell only like a few million copies max.
Yup.
And then they're just like, all right, fine, whatever. We'll just get someone else. And they still offered her $4,000 for a short cameo.
Yes.
And she still turned it down.
Yeah, because at that point, she
just wants more money.
Well, no, but again, people got offended. She got in her feels, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out, and that's business sometimes. And she wasn't able to accept that, which is what makes her look even worse. Because now, after all that happens, she had to go. She decided the smart choice was to go and break NDA. Just to throw it out into the arena of the public, not realizing that because of what happened, she's gonna look like an idiot when all the facts came out. Surprise!
She also doubled down on the false facts, and then like the receipts came out from like other people in the industry that was working with her, and like, actually, this is how it happened. And then she's like, okay, that is true. However,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, she looks so foolish here, and
she looks just greedy. She looks greedy.
But it's not just greedy. It's so like how we had this on the docket was that I wanted it to be a conversation partially about maybe celebrities and mental health, but it's again some of it is also a conversation of just people making stupid decisions. At the end of the day, like I could talk about people with mental health issues be more or less likely to make bad decisions. I want to throw that out for now, and I just want to say she just like at every opportunity to make the smartest conservative decision to not do the dumb thing. She chose to do the dumb thing, and it's like, why would you double down? Like you're already losing. This is stacked against your favor. Don't up the ante. But she upped the ante every time, and as a result, now she
played
might never
a
work
game
again.
of chicken. She played a game of chicken. She's like, I'm gonna ask 6 figures. There's no way they can turn me down. I am Bayonetta. They can't even replace me. Yeah. And then they just fucking they just like, we'll just get someone else, someone who's like well known, who can do that voice.
Who would
it's fine.
But who would act sane, like a sane professional? Because, like, even in her story, like, I think literally her story involves 2 asks. Like, she didn't like the initial amount she got. Her final version of the story, which is closer to that facts, is that she didn't like the original amount she got offered. I think it was somewhere around 10K. So she goes to Kamiya. She sends a letter.
20.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. I mean, well, okay. So find me that source.
There's a big difference between 10 and
but
like 20.
find me that
it
source.
Says okay. So first of all, I've read it says up to 20K. So
yeah, it's in the article.
Also, I'm gonna throw out another number here. I was reading it sold. The Bayonetta as a series has sold up to 3 million copies.
Exactly. See.
Yeah.
3 million.
Yeah. That's it.
What do you mean? Like what do you mean? That's it. That's amazing.
That's not.
What do you mean?
For all of the people that need to get paid, asking for
she
6
was
figures is a lot.
She was considering, like, Bayonetta's in Smash. Look how many copies of Smash
supposedly
have
she
sold.
she was like there's a quote out there that's floating out again.
It says billion or million?
There's a quote out there that's floating around that said she tried to use the Smash revenue numbers to generate her figure for the numbers of how much she get paid. And I'm like, you were a guest in Smash. You're not the main event. Like, calm yourself. Yeah. Like, look at the Bayonetta franchise and see how much.
Did she say
Smash
billion or million? Did she say billion?
I think she said million. She said million.
Yeah, then she says it's a 3 million. It's sold over 3 million sales. That's not even counting Bayonetta 3. This is between Bayonetta 1 and 2. 3 million.
Yeah, but that's not a huge amount of units moved.
We're arguing around like things that I think if we looked a little bit deeper, like, we would find all our stories kind of match up.
If you look at Bayonetta as a franchise, 3 million units isn't huge for like. She's practically
for 3 games.
Like a star.
For 3 games, yeah. For 2 games, yeah, that's not that big.
Yeah, it's not that big.
Yeah, like Platinum is. I'm not saying Platinum's on life support. They're not. But they're certainly not one of the more successful companies in the industry.
Nintendo did save Bayonetta, though. Nintendo actually saved Bayonetta.
Yeah. But there's a reason Nintendo gets exclusive rights to Bayonetta first, is because no one else is going to front them. But Nintendo really likes working with Platinum. And Bayonetta is their most well-known character. That is what it is.
But basically, Hellena Taylor, greedy AF.
So but like it was one of those things
mentally unsound.
Yes, but that's
all
my point.
Over the place. So many different stories. And
but it was
like ways of things.
It was the classic. It was the classic like DJ Khaled, like you played yourself.
So
she absolutely played herself here, man.
To be fair, and we're gonna have to give her this a fair shake. This list here that I'm counting with the Bayonetta scores is not counting Bayonetta on the Xbox, Bayonetta on the PS3, Bayonetta on the Switch. So it's very possible that, I mean, if she was wrong, she's only off by 1 million. And it's really not, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it doesn't matter, but...
Yeah, but her ask was astronomical. It was completely out of any kind of real budget for
voice acting,
a game like that.
Yeah, for voice acting and for a game that is kind of on it. I'm not going to say Platinum is an indie company, but I would. Small. Would you call them AA? Like what would you call them? Like they're not
AAA studio.
Okay.
I mean, arguably I don't know.
They're in like the lower tier of AAA. They're like they're reaching into like the AAA.
Yeah.
I feel.
But either way, it's like for a studio that is as unconsistently successful in the West as Platinum, I think that was asking such a high amount for her salary is a little crazy. Like again, like maybe somewhere in like I think she
They
thought
tried
she
to
was
work with her too.
no,
Like,
but they did. They offered her
actually
more money. Yeah,
They didn't actually want to lose her.
Yeah, and
But she was just so far up here, and they were just down here. They're like, we're never gonna meet
and like
in the
dude,
middle.
like,
It's not gonna work.
But like the sad part about that is she's a phenomenal. Like I think we can all agree that she is the best voice actress for Bayonetta.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that I listened.
Have you watched
watched Max play the game, and you know what? She does a pretty good Jen Hale does a pretty good impression of Helena Taylor.
Yeah.
But then again, she's doing an impression, but she's doing a great job.
Yeah. She does fine. It shows how like actually I guess replaceable Helena Taylor actually was at the end of the day when she thought she was such an asset that she could just ask whatever she wanted.
Yeah. Well, again, if in the professional sphere, that's always the balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like again, it's like if your contract is so ridiculous that no one is gonna support you or want to work with you, then yeah, someone's gonna replace you. Like they're literally replacing Henry Cavill in The Witcher, bro. Like
wait, really?
Something...
That's a completely different reason though.
I know, but I'm just saying, if a studio finds a reason to not be able to work with you anymore, be it scheduling, be it time, be it reasons, they're probably going to try to replace you. And that is what it is. And like, yes, there should be a back and forth. You are worth a lot in your industry. But
and
I mean,
I wonder who they're going to replace Superman with.
Liam Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth. Yeah.
It's Henry Cavill. He's playing Superman again. Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's a joke.
Okay.
It was a joke. It was. Sorry, buddy. It was my fault. It was my fault. I could have had a better setup.
So we can squeeze one more thing in here, right?
Yep.
Because Helena Taylor, we're just done with. Like, whatever.
I'm so disappointed in this situation because she is good at her job, but like this was exceedingly unprofessional behavior, and I don't know what would have fixed it. Like, do you need a business manager to tell you what you're worth? Like, what? Why would you do this?
I mean,
why would...
she's ruined it for herself and for other people now.
She nuked her own career. She nuked her own career for this.
Can I also throw something in here too? I mean,
sure.
Did you want to go first before because I don't want to interrupt you. I think you were going to say something.
No, have at it, dude. I mean, she fucked everything up for everyone. She screwed herself over. She screwed up other VAs that are trying to like, get places.
Because now companies are going to be even more dickish in their contracts and their NDAs and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after seeing what happened here, yeah.
I honestly
think
get
sued. She might get sued.
I'll tell you what. I honestly think that the one thing that she might have been looking at is the amount of people in voice actors lately that have been getting shafted by companies, including like the voice actor for the guy who does Mob Psycho. I can't remember his name. I don't watch Mob Psycho. He's not in season 3, but there have been other voice actors like for the people that did was it Demon Slayer, who got paid $300 for that entire movie. There are a lot of voice actors right now who are been putting down roles or returning roles because of how poorly how much work they've been doing and how poorly they've been getting paid. And maybe she saw this as an opportunity to be paid more, which, look, hey, in my opinion, voice actors should be paid more. They should be paid just as much as actors should. And what did I have? I had this conversation with you earlier, man. Capitalism ruins everything, or at least the system we have now just destroys everything. Because like, you probably should have been paid more. Should you have been paid 6 figures? That's doubtful. But more? Yeah, probably. But
yeah, $20K for 4 sessions.
I mean, but again, the service she provides is, what I mean? It's a different industry, bro.
They already offered her way above like the normal like
industry
voice
standard.
actors.
I know, but again, she is a known name in that role.
She's also a
Yeah,
returning
but it was
veteran.
like thousands. It was
Not
thousands
yeah,
more.
not to mention she's a veteran. Like she said, like even she said, and then they could probably go back and pull the contract. Like she said she only made 3,000 for the first game, which I believe because it was a new property. You're not gonna get money for the first game.
New property, newcomer, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean,
how it is.
there are story
she got
reasons
3K.
too, where so there are story reasons too where like at first, I'm sorry, it sounds crazy, but so when she said 4,000, she should have added flat fee in there, and I think she might have saved her skin a little bit, but either way, god damn it.
I think she cited the final after her first rejection where she rejected their offer and they because like basically she says they offered her. She said she didn't like their offer. She turned it down. She asked Camilla. He said they give her 5,000 more. She still turned that down. She didn't hear back from them for 11 months, and then they basically offer flat fee 4K for cameos because I think the storyline has like multiple timelines of Bayonetta, so they would have loved to have her as a cameo. This is just me guessing. She also turned that down, I believe. But the weird thing is like it seems like she just cited that as the final number, and I'm like, you weren't just offered 4,000. There was a whole history before they got to the 4,000, and that was you rejecting their first couple offers. So don't just come to me and be like, they offered me 4,000 for the whole gig. No, they offered 4,000 for you after the gig was mostly done, and they wanted to bring you back.
I mean, they offered her 4,000 to come in for like a few hours and literally do some cameo lines.
Yeah. But then she like you can't start with that. And I mean, granted, maybe it's because we live in a social media era where we like our clips. We don't like the whole story. But I don't really feel like she gave the whole story. She probably couldn't. Which is why if any lawyer had talked to her about this, I'm like, if you're gonna break NDA, do anything like this, do not give numbers because it's gonna make you look like an asshat when the whole story comes out. And it was such a shit show.
Well, that's why she didn't give numbers about how much she wanted. But she didn't give numbers about how much they offered her initially for realsies.
To be fair,
there's a way to do it right, and I don't know if she did that right. Because I think a lot of people are saying that, like, yeah, like people are saying I asked for $250K. She probably didn't ask for anything that high. She might have asked for like higher, but not that high,
So it's saying here that she was getting pay increases from previous games.
Yeah.
So like I mean I get it, I think
it's just dumb that this came down to a pay dispute rather than just like let's make something that works out for both of us. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
she just started too high. They started too low, I guess. And
and
there's no chance.
The fact that like at the end of the day we couldn't find some way to part professionally disappoints me. But I don't know, I like at what point do you complain and at what point are your complaints reasonable? Is there a good way to complain about a pay dispute in a professional setting? I don't know.
I feel like she could have retained her like relationship almost with the Nintendo if she had just done the cameo. Like 4K for like 4-ish, 5-ish hours of work.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. And then Nintendo doesn't hate me and the internet can't roast me alive.
Dude, it's so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if she's ever gonna work again now. And it's like, think about your career. Like, think about your career overall. You know what I mean? Like this is nuts.
All right.
I don't even know if you're gonna be able to go to signings. Yeah, it is. But anyway, I'm disappointed. It just sucks that this had to go down the way it did.